Hello everybody, I'm standing here in the Barcelo Hotel in Ixtapa, Mexico. That's the American pronunciation anyway. And I did a review of this hotel about a year ago, as of today anyway. And I did a tour of the hotel room in that video, but it wasn't very detailed and the room was really messy. So we're here again. I decided I would clean up the hotel room a little bit more and do a first-person tour of the whole room, as I said, in a lot more detail. So right now we're looking at the floor plan, which I'm sure you've had plenty of time to see already. This is a family suite. These are located kind of away from the main hotel. It's also worth noting that we're in Ixtapa, Mexico. This is pretty rural Mexico. So standards here, you have to set them a little bit lower than what you'd expect out of a place like Cancun, or of course any city in the US or any other really developed nation for that matter. So not everything's perfect, but it's the best you're going to find in the area, and you can't beat the weather. Anyway, right here you see we have a lock, which is completely useless because you literally cannot close it. There's nothing for it to go into. But there's a chain attached to it, so you have that locking mechanism as well as this. The door uses a standard magnetic key, which hasn't caused us any problems yet, which I can't say for a lot of hotels. Immediately as you enter to the left here, this room is the reverse of the last one we had, there is a bathroom area. This is the one that I'm using. You can see the sink is very roomy, especially for a single sink. There's plenty of room to put my things down. Plumbing is decent. Turn it on. It's not wonderful, about what you'd expect. Power outlets if you need to charge anything, and a nice little mirror and high. Then you can see a little bit of space there. If you turn in here, there's a small bathroom area. I kind of call this my prison cell shower. You see, once I get in here, this thing is very small. And that's not all. You can see the tile work down here is pretty botched up, as well as, I'll see my head on the rod anyway, the ceiling as well. This room's a little bit messy. It doesn't look like I spent too much time trying to make this neat. You have a decent toilet, towel rack. I used up all the towels. That's my swim trunks there that are dry. You got a shower, little area for the soap. In back, they have full-size, basically like public bathroom style hand soap dispensers. One full of shampoo, one full of shower gel. I love this idea because it's so much better than having those stupid little, either pouches or small bottles that you use up before you're even finished. It's really nice. Shower is actually pretty decently sized. Curtain slides well, covers it, blocks most of the water. The water pressure leaves quite a bit to be desired, but it's not bad. At best, average shower. So, that's the bathroom. I'll go ahead and open the door again. Nice hole. We come out here. This is the main section of the room. Before we go any farther, here's the original thermostat, most likely from the 70s or early 80s. It does pretty well. You have to do a little bit of guesswork to figure out what temperature you're actually setting. Nice big vent, nice and cool. It's always important down here. There's a ceiling fan. Also a very nice kind of authentic looking Mexican table in the middle of the room. The maid made us a turtle out of towels today. They tend to do little things like that. They give you a little duck full of additional supplies if you need them. Over here we have a little area with cabinets. The microwave is actually quite new. It's an LG. Life's good. And we have a sink, although I'm not really quite sure what you would want to use this sink for, because this really isn't a fully equipped kitchen. Down below, there's just more storage that we're not using. And up above in here, we've got all kinds of snacks that we bought at the store. Here's your Mexican Lay's potato chips, Ruffles, Doritos, that really doesn't change much. And that's about it for that. Let's see. You got decent shelving underneath here. Got our sunscreen up there. This is a very nice little area down here. It's meant to be a TV room, but as I pointed out in my last video, these couches can easily be turned into beds, and actually, they're made, if I can get the cover off, they're mattresses. It's really a creative idea, so all you do, I have this one changed here, you just take the cushions off, and if you ask them in advance, the maid can make up one or both of these in the bed, so this room can sleep quite a few people. They're decently comfortable, not wonderful, but they're alright. The reason I left my laptop out is to illustrate a little bit of an annoyance where there's no power outlets on this whole side of the room. Just kind of cheap construction, I guess. Everything here's a little bit shoddy. The view, we're on the 3rd floor out of 4, I believe. There's no elevator in here, by the way. That's worth noting. It could be a tad bit annoying. But it's good exercise if nothing else. But definitely do not stay here if you have limited mobility. Go for the main hotel. They have elevators in there. It's a very nice view. Okay, and we have a small old CRT television in the back. Not the best, gets decent reception. Of course, most of the channels down here are in Spanish, so it doesn't do me a whole lot of good. There's your phone. It's older. And a nice little lamp in the corner. So, that's this room. And also you can see this view out the side where you can get to the deck. I'll get to that a little bit later. Oh, and also a cute little touch down here are these night lights you could put on to help you with the stairs so you don't trip. Of course, it would be cuter if more than one of them worked. So in here you have the bedroom. My parents are sleeping in here. Comes with 2 double beds. I don't believe that you can get a king bedroom configuration in these places. Not too much to see here. It pretty much just looks like your standard hotel room, but it's only part of this room. It's really quite a good deal. For some inexplicable reason, they decided that the refrigerator would be better placed in here. It's an old Electrolux minibar. This thing barely works. Parents beware. They do regularly stock these things each day. 3 bottles of water and 3 bottles of beer. It looks like my parents already got to the other 2. And this thing is really in need of being defrosted, as you can see. Also, something a little interesting. Down here, this is what it looks like when you get milk. It's all the boxed milk. I think somehow, I forget, the processed milk. Look at the expiration date. I believe that would be April 3rd of this year. It's January 8th today. So it lasts a bit. You don't actually have to refrigerate these until you open them, but I'm trying to cool them down just so, I don't like drinking warm milk, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And they did do a much better job making up the beds than this. I was just trying to pull the room together to make it look neat. And you have your typical hotel room Sony digital clock. Here's a really fun problem my parents get to deal with. If I can figure out how to open the curtain. Standard hotel curtains, really nothing too special. The doors do not close completely on this deck. You can do whatever you want. They won't close up, and the lock won't line up. The doors physically do not match. I don't know how they managed to do this. As a slight improvement over the last room, this whole thing does slide to make it easier to get out here, as far as I need. You have a jacuzzi tub out here. You can fill it up with those knobs on the wall over there. Water pressure's pretty good. Doesn't take very long to fill it or drain it, given its size. You have a full-size table with 4 chairs, which is very nice. That cushion blew off. It should be on there for a little bit of additional seating. Same great view as inside. 2 lights on the wall. Now we'll head back in. Close the door behind me. As far as it will close. That's as good as that gets. These open up to give you a view of the downstairs. The downside to this is that you lose a lot of sound privacy by having this here. You can hear every single word that's said in either room. A little bit annoying. I'm not quite sure why they opted to do that. The door just crept open farther. That's kind of creepy. And also, worth noting, the TV in here is larger and better than the one in the TV room. Try to explain that one. I think they just take whatever appliances they have at the moment and shove them in. Separate air conditioning unit in here, separate thermostat. This one doesn't work quite as well in this particular room. In here you have the second bathroom. Got the air intake on the ceiling there. Anyway, 2 lights. Hi. Another even larger sink than the one in the front. My parents are having no trouble whatsoever sharing this. There's a large sliding closet over here on the side, complete with a safety deposit box in the back. That's pretty new. Watch the shelving. This closet really goes back. And lastly, we have the master bathroom, I guess is what you could call this. It didn't take too much time rather to clean this up, so pardon the mess a little bit. We have a toilet. This one has a full bath/shower combo, much more typical of a hotel. This bathroom is a lot nicer than the one that I'm using. The idea of having a mirror in the shower is interesting, to say the least. And we have the same, shampoo and shower gel dispensers. Again, I really like that idea. So, that's about all to see here. Nice rust. I have to say, given where this place is, this is not a half bad room. It's pretty comfortable once you get used to the issues. So, that's it.